Hello, my name is Dr. Kasia Kynes, and I am a CEO and founder of EBV Global Institute. And today we have a fabulous training for you. Actually, we prepared a one-pager PDF with different categories of all our resources. And I want to thank my team for coming up with the idea of me running training today just on the resources that you have. So this can empower you. I think, honestly, if you follow my guide today, you can actually save so much time and resources and money and unnecessary labs, unnecessary procedures, possibly. This can actually change the trajectory of your life and healing. So I'm really excited to share what we've created. And just to kind of give you a 30-mile view, my approach is always to provide evidence-based information. So what does that mean? It means it's verifiable in medical literature. That's really, really important because otherwise EBV can be a rabbit hole and there's so much misinformation and baloney, honestly, about what the virus is and does and doesn't do. And also you have to also put a filter on top of that, meaning, well, there's medical literature, but what's actually sustainable? Is it verified in real life what the literature says? Because sometimes there's something very promising and, a lot of clinicians start applying it and everybody's using that particular tool, but actually when you use it long-term in clinical practice, you'll find it's not really worth it. So for me, it's very important that there are patterns. I'm process-oriented and pattern-oriented. So I am not going to provide you tools, resources, if only 5–10% of population with EBV benefits from it. For me, it has to be 80% or higher. So welcome to the resource training. Let's jump in. Hopefully, it will take the confusion or overwhelm from all the things that we have to offer, because we have a lot. So sometimes people ask, where do I start? This is the training for you. So the PDF is just a one-pager. So let me just share screen just for a moment so you can see what I'm looking at. And this will be linked below this video. So I'm going to start actually at the bottom. I'm going to start with the main hub for EBV, all factual information, and everything else that we provide that is on the other, in the other groups here, grouped together, is going to come through EBV Help anyway. So if you forget my name and forget how to find things, I just want you to remember ebvhelp.com, because we make sure that everything we create, everything we provide, anything new is going to land there. So that's your hub. I'm going to walk you through some things here. We have a lot of free education. I'm going to highlight some. And then very low investment from $1 to $47 to maybe less than 200. And then if you're really, really ready to jump in, do the work, commit, we have some resources here. So let me stop sharing that. So let's talk about the website. Let's assume, people sometimes spend $30,000, $300,000, but sometimes people spend years figuring out what they have, why they're so sick. And sometimes, when you find the concept of EBV and it starts feeling like, this is my story, this is me, this is what I've been dealing with, you have to start somewhere. In I want you to avoid a rabbit hole and just go straight to the point. So if you go to our website, where do you start? So let me show you a little bit here. You start with a quiz. You want to take a quiz? I created that quiz strategically. This is our website, EBV Help. Here's the quiz. The quiz has clusters of autoimmunity, typical symptoms, medical conditions, types of cancer, oddballs, like, high sensitivity to mosquito bites or nosebleeds unexplained. There's this EBV comes in plethora of presentations, and that's why it's so confusing. But if you take that quiz, you can have some aha moments and make connections from your life, like, oh, this happened to me and this happened to me, and that makes sense. It really is the first step if you're confused and if you're not sure. The next step is, okay, I think I have EBV. What do I do? How do I verify it black and white? You want to test for it. And this is really important. I don't want you to skip this step, because the way the medical practice deals with EBV testing and the labs deal with EBV testing is obsolete. It's not accurate. It's based on the assumption that IgG is past exposure, IgM is current. It doesn't work this way with this particular virus. And I'm saying that because that's what medical literature says. And then as I went into that rabbit hole in my clinical practice, we found that's correct. It is not true. And so even with the labs, they often skip one of the markers. So the lab panel for EBV is often incomplete. Doctors may not be aware of that. And so you have to make sure that you have 4 panels, four antibodies together, and you have to have that discussion with the doctor. But sometimes doctors don't want to test EBV, honestly, because of all the information that says there's nothing to do with it. We can't fix it. So in other words, we're not going to test it because it doesn't make sense anyway. Everybody has it. So we actually consulted with a direct-to-consumer lab, Alta Lab Tests. And as you can see, they have a panel of EBV. If you could click on it, you don't have to buy it. But this is the panel you can copy and present to your doctor, or you can go directly through this and test. So then you have information. Now, the next thing is, what do you do with the lab information? Misinterpretation galore. Like I said, doctors just don't know the literature. They don't have time. They use all the information. Well, if you scroll down to labs and diagnosis on the website, let me see if I can share screen again. Right here at the bottom of the page, homepage is labs and diagnosis. So if you click here, you can read all that. If you scroll down, we're going to go deep into the labs. And look what happened. There's a pop-up. Can you see me in front of the whiteboard? There's color markers. This is a free 50-minute Facebook Live I did. So it's a free recording. And I walk you through all the interpretation, what does it mean if you have this elevated or that elevated? This is a great training for doctors, for patients, for everyone, for you. And I want to empower you to watch it so you forever understand your labs if you have to repeat them. And then, it's not an argument with what your opinion is about your lab. It's factual. This is what medical literature says. So you are invited to give us your contact so we can email you back the whole training. And if you don't want to do that, you can, open these and say, what happens if I have this? What happens if my lab is this? You see, all that is listed here. So that's the lab interpretation. Okay, so now you know, especially if you take that 50-minute course, 50-minute lecture that I gave, very important to do that. So then, let me see here, if I can go back. Give me a moment. Okay. So another thing that I want you to feel empowered and really start listening to inspirational messages of hope, interviews, because when you're really sick, it's hard to think, but you can sit and listen and really get inspired and say, okay, I can do this. This is actually doable. So we do have a media page on the website. and lots of, let me share screen. It's also in that. Okay. Let me see here. On my website. So let's go back to my website. And then I'm going to go to resources in the media. That's all you have to find. And there's plethora of interviews. This is a great interview with Dr. Jerry Carnahan, a functional doctor guru. This is actually a medical conference. So this is a formal lecture about EBV if you're a medical practitioner or integrative medical functional practitioner, that would be for you. And there's like lots and lots, and I can scroll and scroll and scroll, lots of interviews I've given on related topics. It's always about EBV, so you can find something that kind of resonates with you and watch and get inspired. Okay, so that's that. Here. The next thing I want to share, let's see here. I'm just navigating all these. Hold on a second. Okay, where are we? Okay, so some of the things on my website, for example, we have a lot of blogs on the website. MS and EBV. You know, if you have MS, if you have EBV, can you have MS? What about eggs? What about diet? We have a whole page on dietary recommendations for EBV. And all these blogs and pages are really meaty, juicy, very deep, and referenced. That's very important. There's also a recipe link on that PDF under the website. That's a different website, actually. And what else? We have herbal teas for EBV. We have all kinds of things on this website. So moving forward, let's talk about free education. Some of the things that we've created is, let me see here, we have tons. So let me just show you so you can read with me. Okay. So we do these Facebook Live trainings that we turn into YouTube videos every 2 weeks. And I pick topics that are hot topics of concern in our community. So we have a 28-day video challenge that we created. We picked 28 topics from those video trainings, created a YouTube playlist, and then we invite people, if you can join us for an email daily send out. So once a day, we send you an email and it has one video. And so you can play it, replay it, take notes, and it's one topic. It's about 10 minutes each in, you know, depression in EBV, anxiety in EBV, you know, lymph nodes in EBV, specific supplements, monolaurin in EBV or licorice in EBV. What do you need to know? So we keep it very strategic, and so it's completely free and it's very empowering. And so we do that, of course, in our Dr. Kynes EBV community Facebook group. This is the free Facebook group. You are very welcome to join. So there's a link here. And so I provide trainings there. I provide workshops if we have workshops, if we have free or paid live events. We will gather and celebrate and connect in that Facebook group. There's a link here. So let me see if I can share the video challenge here for you. So we picked 28 topics. Here they are. Very practical. You know, people ask us, we respond. We always respond to what people need. And then the whole YouTube playlist. Let me show you where that is. It's all from this PDF page here. Oh, never mind. There you go. Never mind. I am getting YouTube ads, so never mind that. It's okay. Okay. So there is an entire YouTube playlist with all these trainings. And so I think we have, at the time of me speaking today, we have probably 35, 40. We keep doing that. So I add every 2 weeks. And if you have a particular question, you can reach out to us. Maybe we'll create a training for that. So this is free education. We also have, let me see if, we have a fabulous free 5-day EBV workshop on foods. It is 5 days plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 days extra bonuses. And so that is running through our community Facebook group as well. It's completely free. The bonuses run through our Zoom. So this is a lot of juicy information on EBV and foods that can change your life as well. Let's move to, let me share screen again here. So we just covered this. Let's move through low investment trainings. We have a lot of them. The biggest two are Transformational Workshop, which is $47. And then if you retake it, it's free. This is more about the emotional. This is 2 days live event. This is not recorded. This is about emotional toll, spiritual toll that EBV takes on us. There's a lot of unraveling that has to happen to realize that EBV taps into your vulnerabilities, and that's how it reactivates. So when you are compromised in some ways, that's where it strikes. And so some of the emotional baggage and trauma in overgiving and not honoring who you are, not saying no enough, these can really impact your ability to ward off EBV. It's a beautiful healing experience. We journal, we breathe, we laugh, we cry together, and we have a small group sessions, private sessions. So you actually get to connect with other people just like you. And then we have EBV Masterclass series. This is really fantastic. We did it live once, and we have that now recorded on demand. And these were 4 very big areas of concern that I see. So there are 4 lectures and accompanying materials. And it's about 1.5, 2 hours lecture live recorded, and 20, 40 pages of really meaty, juicy, relevant, practical material. There are 4 topics we cover. And this is number 1 is mold, because it's a huge issue in our community. Number 2 is labs. Everything about lab interpretation, how to understand it. Number 3 is traveling. How to travel. We have huge success with our students traveling, internationally in COVID, and very important to know how to protect yourself when you are compromised with EBV, whether you fly or you travel by ground. We have both. And then the last one is training on supplements. It's not a protocol for supplements for EBV specifically, because that has to be customized, but it is. My biggest concerns were people with EBV are going in rabbit hole of supplements and supplement wrong and waste money. You have to be strategic. EBV acts out when you are compromised nutritionally. So supplements are important, but you want to know what to do, what to buy and what not to buy, where to resource them, the potencies. It's all important. Otherwise, people waste time, money, energy on supplements, and they may not work for you. So this is on demand. You can tap into it and do it without me anytime. It's a very small investment, only $159. So now let's move to the big guns. These 3 resources are when you're ready to do the work. Number 1, the book. The EBV Solution is available on Amazon. of course, on our website, again, everything is linked there. So ebvhelp.com has a link to the book. If you go through the website, you will also get some gifts back from us with some very cool goodies for EBV. So this is a book that is almost 600 pages. This is what it looks like. It's really big. 1/3 is more medical literature in what do we know about EBV. And then 2/3 is what do you do with that virus if you have it. So it walks you through the entire process. And it's been around for a few years. It's life-changing. And I know doctors give it to the patients and patients give it to their doctors. I am really excited and I'm honored that it has an impact. So it's about $29. It's available in many countries. Now, I have to say, we don't offer the electronic version, the Kindle. We tried 3 times with Amazon. They failed. There was always incompatibility issue. So people were complaining, giving us 1 stars because it wasn't compatible with their particular Kindle. And so we couldn't resolve it. They couldn't resolve it. We had to drop it. It's a very big book. So we don't have a solution for this for you, unfortunately. Very sadly, we only have a paperback. We created a supplement website, which is beautiful. And we have supplements that are tested, well tested in practice, verified, excellent quality. Let me share screen with you again here. It's called shop.ebvhelp. We have our fabulous ultimate bundle. We have different bundles depending on your budget. And we have reminders of some of the workshops and the quiz and the testing again, if you need it. So we continue evolving with this. We add different products. So for example, we added Austin Air filter because currently we have so much wildfire smoke, not just where I live. Now it's becoming chronic, even on the East Coast, and that smoke will reactivate EBV. We know that from our community and from research. So we have more and more products that are relevant to EBV that we will be loading on that website, and more supplements. And number 3, the biggest one is recovery program. And so that is right here. You have a link. I'm not going to spend much time on that one because it's an entire website in itself. It gives you all the details, what the program is. It is an EBV recovery program. So it is an entire A to Z journey with me. It includes one-on-one calls with me. It includes every 2 weeks, we have group coaching calls, Q&A calls with me live that we then record and provide for our students for, this in the library. It's a huge program. It's life-changing, and you have access to it forever if you join. And we have amazing inspirational stories on that website if you want to read about our students and alumni, how they are living their lives. The EBV is treatable and reversible. That's medical research, and we've seen that again and again in our community. So here we go. So we will make sure that there is a link to this PDF and you have it available. You can click on the resources and start your journey. And please don't go in a rabbit hole. You don't have to. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. We are here to support you. We continue adding resources, continue adding value, continue adding things to make your journey simpler, straightforward, shorter. And again, remember, you can completely walk away from that virus and live your life fully. It is your birthright. It's possible. It's verified. It's been tested. It works. It's true. It's not just a message of hope. It's the reality. So I don't want you to be depressed, anxious, and fearful of this virus. You can do this. We got you. So this is probably the longest of the trainings here in the series I provided. Thank you for watching all the way through. And then you just need the link and you go from there. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next training.